You're about to view a video of an assessment undertaken by Billy Hanafan. This assessment is recorded in 3 parts, with the knowledge evidence and 2 performance evidence tasks. Although you will hear another assessor giving Billy instructions, you are the observer for each part of this assessment. You must record the evidence presented by Billy following the assessment instructions. There will be a pause and instructions for you between each assessment task to provide the opportunity for you to record your observer notes as set out in the assessor instructions. The pre-brief at this stage should have already been conducted prior to the assessment taking place. This is where, amongst other things, you've discussed reasonable adjustment with Billy regarding his lack of confidence in reading and writing. Although Billy is fit to undertake the performance task, he has agreed with you that you will be recording Billy's response for the knowledge evidence task. The first part of this video is Billy responding to the questions as listed in the knowledge assessment. You must record the answers for Billy as this is a verbal assessment task. You can record the response directly into your assessment booklet or make notes and transfer the responses at a later date. The key part here is to record what Billy responds to each question, as this is evidence of knowledge.
Hi Billy, thank you for joining me today. How are you going?
I'm great, thanks.
Do you remember earlier when we had our briefing we talked about there being a few knowledge questions that you need to answer?
Yeah, I do. And I asked if I could do them verbally.
You did. So what we're going to do in a moment is I'm going to ask you those knowledge questions and you're going to respond to them.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yep, sounds good.
I've got you a copy of the questions so you can follow along if you'd like.
Oh, great, thanks.
Okay. Well, let me know when you're ready to begin.
Yep, okay, good to go.
Excellent. Question 1. List 2 types of manual handling equipment that could be used to move or shift materials.
A trolley and a wheelbarrow.
Thank you. Question 2. Describe 2 hazards that could be a result of incorrect lifting procedures.
Or I could hurt my back or my arm, my wrist.
Okay. Question 3. There is no longer a national standard for object weight regarding lifting. List 2 factors that may need to be taken into consideration when lifting weight in your workplace.
The size of the item or the box or whatever I'm moving, and if I'm fit for the task.
Thank you. Question 4. According to your workplace procedure, how would you go about lifting a 10 kilo box? What about a 40 kilo load so it covers both individual and team equipment?
Well, 10 kilo I could lift myself, or I could use a trolley to lift because I think I'm quite fit with that. But if it's 40 kilos, I'd probably find somebody else that could help me lift so that we would lift together, like do a team lift. But I could also then maybe grab a forklift for equipment or even some type of wheeling trolley.
Thank you. Question 5. If you could just have a look at that signage there on your assessment booklet, can you briefly explain what you must do when you see this symbol in your workplace and provide an example of what items in your workplace may require this approach to safe lifting?
Well, I'd get somebody else to help me lift it because that would mean it's 2 people, so I have to get at least somebody else. And sorry, could you say the second part of the question again?
Yeah. Can you provide an example of what items in your workplace may require this approach to safe lifting?
Any of the larger boxes or my toolkit.
Thank you. Your last question, Billy. Question 6. List 2 forms of PPE that could be used when undertaking manual handling in the workplace.
Enclosed shoes and gloves.
Thank you, Billy. That's it for your knowledge questions for today. You can return back to work and I'll give you some feedback later on.
Great, thanks.
The second part of this video is Billy conducting the first of 2 trolley lifts. Billy is required to listen to the observer read out the scenario as recorded in the performance assessment instructions. Billy has been provided a copy of the safe work procedures and basic description, undertake manual handling, and a work instruction, and has a range of lifting equipment to choose from. You must directly observe Billy undertake this task and take notes on the performance notes to be recorded on the observation checklist. You can record the observation notes directly into your assessment or make notes and transfer at a later date. The key part here is to record what you have observed of Billy in line with the observation checklist, as this is the evidence of performance.
Okay, so I'm here today. Let me see what I need to do. Better check the job requirements, checking that. Okay, so I need to move that over to there. And I need to select the trolley to do that. Okay, great. Do that. All right. Fantastic. Okay, now the procedure. Safe work procedure, I've better check. Okay, so I need to make sure I put my PPE on. Okay, great. I'll select that in a minute. Alright, so I don't lift it properly. Okay, so I hurt my back. So I need to make sure I use the right stuff. Okay. Alright, so the safe work procedure, I'm right. I'll check my PPE. I'll just tick that off, that's fine. All right, now I just need to select, so I've got my vest, some gloves. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to put some gloves on. Oh yeah, great, okay, because it tells me that I have to wear that. Okay, now I'm going to do my risk assessment of the area. Okay. All right. So, that's nice. I've got it. Okay, so I've got the bin and the crate. I've got the box, 6 kilos. Okay. Got a number of trolleys. I've got a waste bin over there. Okay, that's not in my way, but they certainly will be. I'll need to move those. Shelves and boxes, but they're not going to be an issue. And it's cordoned off for the unsafe area with the witches' hats. So I can tick that off. Okay. So I'm just going to give you an overview of what I've found, if that's okay for today, for the risk assessment. So I've actually found that I'm going to be lifting a 10 kilo box. I've checked the work procedure and I've got some obstacles here in a bin and a crate, and I'm going to be moving those out of the way before we go. The witch's hat's cordoned off the hazardous area, but we've also got the boxes on the shelves at the back which aren't going to interrupt me. So I've signed that, dated it. Can I get you to sign that off for me, please? Great, so thank you so much for signing off on that. Now, I'm not going to check my procedure again because I've already just done that previously. It is here, and I have noted my PPE. So I guess I am giving it another look just in case I missed something. Okay, I'm now going to remove the hazards that I identified. Just going to check that way. It's just an empty milk crate. Great. That's out of the way now. They told me that I need to move that 6 kilo box over to there. So I'm going to go and select the right trolley. I think for 6 kilos, this will be okay. Get that right angle for the trolley. Okay. Okay. Great. And I'm going to put it up where they've asked me to. As well, just in case somebody else needs to use it. Okay, I think that's it.
The third part of this video is Billy conducting the second of 2 trolley lifts. Again, Billy is required to listen to the assessor read out the scenario as recorded in the performance assessment instructions. Billy still has access to a copy of the safe work procedure and basic description, undertake manual handling, and a work instruction and a range of lifting equipment to choose from. You must directly observe Billy undertake this task and take notes on the performance to be recorded in the observation checklist. You can record the observation notes directly into your assessment or make notes and transfer at a later date. The key part here is to record what you have observed of Billy in line with the observation checklist, as this is the evidence of performance.
All right, I'm going to just check my safe work procedure. All right, I need to check the job specifications and job requirements, why I'm here today. Okay, so I need to move that box, okay, 10 kilo box, yep, I'm going to move that box over to there, ready for the rubbish to be taken away. Okay, I'll need to check my hazards, safe work procedure. Okay, all right, I have checked the job requirements. All right, now I'm going to, I better do the checking a personal risk assessment first. Okay, right, I've got a trolley. I don't think that's the most suitable trolley to use, so I think I'll move that one. Got the crate there that I'll need to move. That can be moved as well. Got the right trolley there. I've got a hazard there of the rod sticking out. If I move the trolley in front of it, it should actually block it. Okay, side. Right, I've also got the safe work procedure that I need to check. Safe work, okay. Okay, so I'm going to need some gloves, PPE. I'll need to lift it correctly or I might hurt my back. Okay. WHS legislation. Okay, great. All right, so I now need to sign off on that. Okay. just wanted to go through, if that's okay with you, on what I've found today. So I've conducted the personal and risk assessment. I've identified the hazards of the trolley, which is not the most appropriate trolley. So I'm going to move that out of the way because I've actually found that there's some rods sticking out that could be a hazard. So I'm going to put the trolley that's not going to be used in front of that. I need to move the crate out of the way so that I can move the bin, which I've discovered is 10 kilos, over to where it's going to be taken away. So if that's okay, can you sign off for me today, please? I have checked the safe work procedure before. I'm just going to check it again and make sure. I need to select my PPE. Glasses. I'm going to put my gloves on. I've already got my vest and my shoes. Then I'll move my hazards. I'm going to move the trolley. Move the crate. Yep, it's light. Out of the way. Okay. And check, yeah. 10 kilos, I was right. Use the right trolley. Move that. Just put it there on the rubbish pile. Put the trolley away for the next person. And done.
It's now time to determine if Billy's knowledge and performance in MEM 11011, undertake manual handling, meets the criteria to a satisfactory or not yet satisfactory standard. The notes you record of Billy's knowledge and performance for these tasks will be used when you brief your assessor on the performance in Task 3, the post-observation debrief, which you will perform once your notes are finalised while being observed by your assessor. You are now to prepare for that debrief, which you will role play with a peer.